So here goes for first attempt at first video with my hands. See the nails, see the nails, see how I've colour coordinated the nails. Right, when you've cut my template out, this is how it should look. This is my puzzles, obviously. So you take all this bit away and you're left with a template, and then you peel that off your mat and you're left with your box. I'll just throw that on the floor. Now is the time, if you're going to use stamps, to decorate. I've picked up some free ones recently. I've got this lovely little one. If I show you on the box that's already made, turn it around that way, he fits really nicely on it, so you could do him. This is a recent one. Obviously the fairy's a bit too big. I suppose you could do it that way, but there's a lovely little sentiment that fits really nicely on the top of the box. These are from Cards and Paper Crafts. Obviously you can tell I'm a great stamper because they're not even out of the packet. These fit really nicely onto the little panels. If you wanted to take a bit more time and mask the panels off, you could use bigger background stamps like that one, and that one was from Card Making and Paper Craft. So, or you could just cut it out of a really nice card. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to score all the lines that we've already made, just to make it a little bit easier to fold. Now this is quite a lightweight card. I did use 300 GSM for this one, and I found it a nightmare to fold. Not the actual box part, but this part in here was a nightmare. So I'm using a lighter card this time. So we're just going to fold these, fold the bottom up like that, and this one, and then as if you were folding the box together, just going to fold this one over here very cack-handedly. Now that would be your box, so then you've got to realise that this bit is actually going to come out like that, and this bit again is going to come out. So it's going to be really difficult to actually fold these parts until you've actually made the box. So the first thing we're going to do is make a tube. I've got Aleene's original tacky glue. Love this glue. Don't know if they still sell it. I got two. It's lasted for ages, but it holds really quickly and really strongly. So I find the best way to do this is actually to fold them in on themselves. So on this tab you'll see I'm going to get our glue. This is where the glue doesn't want to come out of the tube. Oh, just about. There we go. I'd usually put a bit more, but I'm doing a video. So we'll fold this over and just give that a bit of a rub down. And you'll see, just needs a little bit longer, but it makes tube. Right, now turn it upside down so that you have the flappy bits, and I like a strong bottom, so I've made sure that it's got two flaps for the bottom. So the first big one goes in, and then you take your glue, which is not working well, put a little bit on this side and a little bit on that side, and now very gingerly you fold those in, and on top you just put loads of glue. The more glue you put, the more stable and solid I think it. Make sure you get the edges. Okay, and then you fold the second bit over. Now try and level it up as much as you can because you want a square box. turn it upside down. Now it's a fair size box, so you can actually get your hand in, but I have an old trophy that fits perfectly. You could find something else that's quite solid, and if you just leave that in there for a couple of minutes, I find it's like nice and solid and you can carry on. But I'm not going to bother with that, so it's all going to fall apart. Now you have a smooth part to the top and you have the part with the triangle. I always put the triangles to either side and have the smooth part facing me and away from me. And the trick is to sort of push in the sides. Hopefully you can see that. Now you might find what your box does is it does this. So you sort of, it's a little bit tricky. You have to push out whilst pushing together. And you will find, because it's scored with your machine, it will go. It just takes a little bit of working. See it come in there, just pushing out. There we go, that one's nearly done. So we do the same here, push out whilst pushing those together. And then give it a really good little squeeze. There we go, we're going, and we've got it. That's the part that if you use 300 GSM card is a nightmare. I really don't suggest you do it. As you can see, it was quite a flimsy bit of card, but this is quite a solid little box. Now, to close it, there are several ways you can close it. I haven't left a hole because there may be something else that you want to do with it. I have several suggestions. You can use a normal size wooden peg, probably one nicer than my old Woolworths one. That closes it really nice. You could put a nice ribbon, a nice wooden one would probably be better. I did find in Hobbycraft some tiny little gold and silver ones. I think they were supposed to hold Christmas cards. They also look really nice. If you've got one of those single hole punch, which is really on my wish list, you could put a single hole in and put some ribbon through and tie that together. You can use a brad. I have a brad here. So you can make a little hole and do a brad, put some more ribbon, make it look pretty. As for decorating, if you haven't stamped it or you haven't got any nice card, I've got these. If you've got a Big Shot, just got a new purchase, love it. I've made these from my Big Shot. They are fiddly. You really need an evening to make these when you're not stressed. They are very, very fiddly, but they look really good. So you could use those. You could do as Bex and I did, just put some paper round. If you haven't got enough paper, you can just do a little paper ribbon round. Throw those. This is another die that I've bought, much easier than the daisies to use. So it can be as simple as that. You can use all your die cuts. Anything you like, really. You can use your magnolias. You could cut them out and stick them to the front. My new love, absolutely love these. I am getting the whole Spectrum Noir set, so expect some more videos on a bit of colouring and how I muck it up. So hopefully this has given you some idea of how you can make your own little box, and please send me some pics if you make it, because I'd love to put them in the gallery. Thanks. Bye.